what if you're a movie director and you have a script to your movie, and everybody else in your life is an actor in your movie? Can you imagine that? Now, let me break it down properly. You're a movie director. You have a script to a movie. Now, this script happens to be your life. Now, you also have actors playing roles in your movie. Now, these actors are the people in your life. So these actors could be your parents, could be your spouse, could be your siblings, your work colleagues, your friends, whatever it is. So so these actors are the people in your life. Now, if you handle the script and it's your life and you know the way you want your movie to play out, you're in total control of your life and your movie, correct? Okay, so that's the scenario. So let's paint another scenario. What if you hand over the script, that movie script, to one of the other actors? What do you reckon will happen? You hand over the script of your life to one of the actors, one of the people. What do you reckon will happen? What will happen is that they will change the script around and make it go exactly they want it to go, the way it will suit them. Does that make any sense? So if you hand over the movie to any of the actors, that actor will make the movie, will change the script around, and make it run the way it will benefit him. So how is it possible that you can hand over that script to another person? Now, like I said, the actors, are you following me? I hope I'm not talking too fast. So now the actors are the people in your life. The way you can hand over the script of your life to another person is you can basically you can completely focus on another person and lose focus on yourself. Am I making sense? Okay, so this can play out as something like, oh, my friend just got a new job. How did he or she do it? My sister just got a new car. Oh my God, how did she do it? Do you understand? Oh, my uncle just bought a new house. How could he afford that? Do you understand? And then because you feel that way, you start to stalk them. You start to watch all their social media pages. You start to follow them if possible. You start to call people around them to monitor their movement. You start to track their phones, track their this, track their car. What you're doing is completely losing focus on yourself, and you're focusing on that other person, which means the person is in control of your life, because that's what you do with your time. That's what you do with your time and your thoughts. That person's thoughts consumes you. Do you understand? So that's all you think about. Oh, how did this person do it? Oh, you wake up in the morning and their social media page is the first thing you go to look at. You've literally handed over the script onto somebody else. So what would happen when you hand over your life to another person is they control it. They start to control you. Do you understand? They are the master of you. They start to control your life because they would switch that script to suit them. Do you understand? So they will control your life in such a way that it will benefit them. So another person controls your life in such a way that it benefits them and not you. Hi, welcome back to Isadora. So today we're going to be, hope you're all having a good week. I almost missed that. Okay, so welcome back to Isadora. I hope you're all having a very good week. And it's really, really good to be back. It's good to have you all back. And today we're going to be talking about how to focus completely on yourself. So I don't know if I'm the right person to be doing this, but I think I've had a few years of experience. I never used to be like that, and I never really focused on other people. It's just I was distracted. You understand? So I had a lot of distractions in my life. So obviously, I wasn't completely focusing on myself, and it affected me in ways that I had no clue until a few years ago. I think I did a bit of a U-turn, and I started to work my way back to working on myself and focusing more on myself, and it panned out to be absolutely the best decision I ever made. So let's go through the ways you can actually focus on yourself. So the first way to totally focus on yourself is to mind your business. So that's the first point. And I know, like, people get a bit offended when people say mind your business and stuff, but if you take a step back, you'd realize that most of these things are for our own good. Let me break it down right. So you look into somebody else's life and you're like, oh, what's this person doing? How can they afford that? Then you start to monitor them, then you're monitoring them, then you're looking at what they do, whatever it is, right? If it's somebody you've known for a while, or you've known in the past and they weren't doing as well, or you guys were at the same level, and for some reason they've really evolved, they've gone way past you and you haven't evolved as much, as a human being, let's be honest, it would hit below the belt. Like it would hit, right? So anyway, that reaction, that incident usually has two types of reactions on people. So there's the first batch of people, it will make them want to quickly work harder, right? Then there's the second batch of people, it will make them feel depressed. Now I'm being mindful of the time, but let's quickly take both batches, right? So let's go by the first batch of people, and these are people that want to quickly work harder. So obviously you've heard of a saying called work smarter, not harder. Do you understand? So a lot of people think what this means is taking shortcuts, but no. What it is what I've learned is working harder. They're not work smarter as opposed to working hard or trying to kill yourself and not go home and not take breaks and just keep working, because you also need a break. Working people that are able to pull in abundance, I'm not talking about just money, do you understand? Pulling wealth, do you understand? And pull it in frequently. They understand that there's a logic behind it, that it takes more than just the work. It also takes your positive thoughts, do you understand? Now positive, you can acquire that through so many ways, through prayer, through whatever it is, you're meditating on your Bible or your Quran, or you're meditating on your holy book, do you understand? Or your religious text or whatever it is, you can get that positive thoughts through that. So people that understand that it takes more than just the work, it also takes the power of positive thoughts, how you think, how you feel, that has a lot to do with how much abundance you're able to pull in. Include your thoughts, include your good feeling, include your prayers. That's what they're trying to say. Work smarter, not harder. Or what I've learned it means. So anyway, so the other batch, and I'm really going on time. So the other batch, right? So these are people that feel depressed. So let's say it hits below the belt and you see somebody you've always known and they're doing so good and it hits, and you go into depression. Now, thing about this universe we live in is everything you ask for, the universe gives you. I know that sounds crazy, but it does. The universe gives you every single thing you ask for. Now, a lot of people think it's just with your words. No, it's also with your thoughts. So it's not just what you're saying, it's what you're thinking. And it doesn't end there. What you're feeling. And that's what makes it manifest. Oh, that's what makes it come to pass. So it's almost like a lot of people will be praying, God give me this, God give me that. Deep down inside. They're really thinking to themselves, how am I going to achieve that? How am I going to get the money to do that? How am I going to, if that makes any sense, So whatever it is you're thinking or you're feeling and you're saying, the universe always gives it to you. So imagine the universe as like a genie. Like, I don't know if you've watched that Aladdin cartoon thingy, and then Aladdin rubs the lamp and the genie comes out and grants him wishes or something. It's like a cartoon, and the genie always says, your wish is my command. So that's like the universe will always say to you, your wish is my command. Thing is, it doesn't stop at just your words, it also goes with your thoughts and how you feel. That's the secret to it. So anyway, when people are freaking out and they go into depression, and now I'm not stopping at the universe. Like I always say, I resonate with the Christian religion. I apologize. I do resonate with the Christian religion. So I always make examples or take examples as reference from the Christian religious text, which is the Bible. So anyway, if you go into that, so apply it to your life as it fits. So if you go into that in Matthew 7:7, he says, ask and it shall be given unto you, which means ask for whatever it is. And every time you ask, it shall be given unto you. Does that make sense? So that's like what the universe does. Now, I don't want to make it a religious thing, so I don't want to say, so that's what God does. That's what the universe does, whatever it is you resonate with. So anyway, So the universe will say your wish is my command. Now, like I said, it doesn't stop at just your words. It also involves your thoughts and your feelings. So if you're saying out, oh God, give me a better job, give me a good marriage, give me, and then 10 minutes later your friends are talking and they say, there are no good men outside though. All those men are rubbish. Guess what? Your wish is my command. You may not say it. You may think it like, oh, these stupid men. Do you understand? Guess what? Your wish is my command. Because like I said, then you say, oh, I've been praying about it and it's not happening. No, you don't stop at your words. You stop at your thoughts and your feelings. Anyway, so when you're freaking out and you're thinking, oh, this person is doing better, you're freaking out and you don't mind your business. What happens is your wish is my command. You get more of how bad it is. It doesn't get better. Because that's what you're freaking out about. That's what you're asking for. That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're feeling about. So you get more of what you're thinking and feeling about, not just what you're saying. Does that make sense? Okay. So the next point is, I can break it down properly, but time. So the next point is change your thoughts. Change the way you think. Let me make it simple. If you see a glass of water, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Would you think it's half empty or half full? So that's the way to know how you're feeling or how you're thinking or your thoughts. So change your thoughts. Change the way you see things. If you're able to, as opposed to, that's why they would always say count your blessings, right? Because if you're focused on the good things, it makes you feel a certain way. See, your thoughts manifest your feelings, if that makes any sense. So you have to think something that will make you feel depressed and then you start to feel depressed. So that's why it doesn't stop at your words. It also goes with your thoughts and your feelings, because it all works hand in hand. So if you're able to change your thoughts, you're able to change your feelings, as opposed to seeing the glass half empty. If you did see it half full, it's almost like, okay, it's a positive thing. It doesn't make you feel as negative. Let me give you a quick story, and I'm being mindful of the time. So what's it called? There was this lady that I met, that I knew, and I knew her for years, and I trauma bonded with her. So what trauma bonding is with like two people that have been through almost the same bad situation, like some sort of trauma, and then you guys kind of discover you've been through that same sort of trauma, you're talking about it, and for some reason it bonds you two together and it makes you feel like best friends, like you've known each other for years, you've experienced the same pain, so to speak. So yeah, so I trauma bonded with her and I take responsibility for that. So yeah, but I knew her for years. But when I met her, she had recently gone through something I went through in the past, and the reason why I was always acceptant with open arms is because I felt like if somebody had been there for me when I was going through mine, it may not have been that bad. Do you understand? So I'd experienced that bad stuff. So I was like, okay, you know, it won't be fair for me to watch somebody else experience the same thing, if that makes any sense. So anyway, so because of that, I'm like, oh yeah, we share the same pain, we've been through the same. So I shared everything with her. Long story short, so I shared literally everything. We shared everything. And I was prepared to be responsible, because not because she wasn't, I was just trying to be there, if that makes any sense. So it wasn't like she wasn't, it was just, this was me, it was just me trying to be there. Anyway, long story short, so there was a misunderstanding, everybody went their separate ways, and so every time all I heard was this lady had said something like, oh, she's obsessed with me. Why is she so obsessed with me? Oh my God, something. She just said she's obsessed with me, or she's this, she's that, she's jealous of me, and I'm like, how is it possible that I'll be jealous of you, yet be there for you for so long? Anyway, I'm not trying to go into the details, I'm just trying to make an example. So every time I heard that, I would go into a rage. I would be so pissed off. Every time somebody said something quite similar, I would be so pissed off. Every time her name comes up, I would go into a rage, because I was angry. Like, how can you even say that? Like, it was really hurtful to me. Then one day, something came into my head and I'm like, okay, hear me out. I started to think, what if she didn't tell lies on me? What if she didn't? Like, let's just say she didn't. What if she really, really believed those things she said? Now, let me break it down. Let's say as a woman, you're going through stuff and one of your male friends just starts to call you at that time. Maybe you tell him what happened and they start to call you, buy you gift, or get you lunch, and they start to take care of you. You'll be confused, like, okay, does this person like me? I don't understand. Do you understand? Like, do you understand? If you're a guy, if maybe you lost your job and one of your female friends comes to the house every day, she'll cook for you, she'll help you clean, oh, would you understand, she'll help you do stuff around the house, she'll sit with you, watch movies with you, you guys will laugh, and one day maybe you hit on her because you feel like, okay, maybe she likes you, and she's like, dude, what are you doing? It happens, right? Because sometimes when we experience something we've not experienced before, or do you understand, when we experience something we've not really experienced with other people, it may seem odd. Do you understand? Now, like I said, what if she wasn't telling lies? What if in fact she had not had that, it's just an example, maybe she hasn't had that experience of like a friend, or do you understand, or somebody being all out to, okay, yeah, you know what, let me speak by you, let me stand with you. Maybe the truth was, in my defense, I was also trauma bonding, because in my defense, I was trying to be responsible for what she didn't ask me to be responsible for. So anyway, but she didn't complain. What she didn't ask me to be responsible for. So basically, I won't put all the blame on anybody, but I changed my thoughts about that, and I started to think to myself, what if she wasn't trying to tell lies? What if she wasn't trying to be vindictive? What if really and truly she actually felt like, why are you doing all this for me? Do you understand? And the only way she could let it out was to other people, because she felt like maybe if she told me about it, I might be offended. So I changed my thoughts about it. The moment I changed my thoughts about it, the moment I dropped that notion that she was being vindictive or whatever it is, all that anger went away. Everything, like, I just had a heart of forgiveness towards the whole thing. I'd forgotten about the whole thing. Do you understand? Because it wasn't even for my own good, if that makes any sense. Do you understand? It wasn't for my own good. For my own good, I needed to let it go. But because it was so hurtful to me, I wasn't able to do that, you know? And what unforgiveness does, like what anger and unforgiveness does, is it robs you of blessings. Like, imagine, for instance, you get a call for like a job, or for like a contract or something, and you get dressed, your A game, you're ready, or do you understand, all good to go and everything. And then you get on the road and you see somebody that offended you or something, and the whole thing just comes back to you, or maybe they're even looking at you, taunting you, or whatever it is, and you run over to them and hold their shirt. Obviously, they're human, they're going to fight back. Do you understand? So you guys start to struggle and whatnot. What would happen? First of all, you may be late to your meeting. Secondly, if it's like a contract or a work, you'll be late. Do you understand? You'll probably lose that job. What unforgiveness does is that once you're holding things, more blessings, the blessings coming to you, you can't receive it because your hands are full. Does that make any sense? Like, going back to the Christian religion again, it says at some point that if you want to give your thanksgiving, right, and your brother is angry with you or something, go back and make peace with your brother, and then come back and give your thanksgiving. Why? Because imagine like a man that does something for his wife, and his wife is like, oh, my king, oh my God, I love you, you are the best interpreter, do you understand? And he's all out praising and everything, praising him and whatnot. He would be thinking of ways to do more. Do you understand? He will be thinking of, because he loves that praise, he will be thinking, how do I do more for this woman? So anyway, that's how God is. When you're dancing, even when things are not going, especially when things are not going right, and you're dancing and you're genuinely happy, just praising God, God is like, I'm liking this. Okay, you know what? Come over here. Let me give you this blessing that you've been asking for. Right? How can you be this excited even when things are not right with you? Anyway, How can you praise me so much or praise God so much? You get this. So anyway, so I mean, and you're still angry with your brother, or you have a misunderstanding with your brother, go and drop whatever it is in your hand and come back, because you're giving thanksgiving, you're about to receive. Do you understand? You're already giving thanks for what you have, what you don't have, do you understand? So you will definitely be receiving it because you've given thanks for it. Do you understand? So go and empty your hands and then come back. That's what unforgiveness does. So it was for my own good to focus on myself and to change my thoughts. So the final point is to let things go. Just let it go. I know sometimes the sweetest thing is revenge. Sometimes you're actually looking and waiting, even if you don't want to take revenge yourself, like for something bad to happen. But if you're able to let it go, do you understand? We're still talking about the same thing. This is me going back to buttress the point from point 2, that unforgiveness only leads to missing your blessings. If you don't let it go, you'll be missing a lot of your blessings. Do you understand? So you have to let things go. Do you understand? And reorganize yourself and go back to focus on yourself. Do you understand? So the time is way too fast spent, so I would love to really I'd love to go further on this, but I can't. So the time is fast spent, so I don't like it being exceedingly long, but I mean I had to explain everything. So anyway, do have a beautiful week. I love you all. Namaste. Stay blessed. Bye.